for children, or you're considered a trusted confidant or guardian of by children, chances are you're going to at some point engage them in a not so comfortable conversation on topics of safety, sexuality, loss, mental health, just a few of the topics. So we are going to try, guided by these tips that we have, to help prepare all of us for those moments, because I am a mother, and Delia, for all intents and purposes, is too. They won't have children that she mentor and call her auntie, and we're talking about children of all ages, right, Harris?
All ages.
Girls and boys. And especially given what is happening in our context, these discussions are not only important, but proven to be necessary at this point. So here we go.
One, be sensitive to their emotions and temperament. You never know what may trigger a child. Check in by sharing how you feel and ask them how they feel as well. Say, I feel angry when I know that someone got hurt, or it makes me feel sad to hear that someone didn't get a good education or right treatment to help them. What are you feeling right now? We tend to sometimes want to impose our own thoughts and feelings onto children and tell them that this is how you should feel. But hear them out and hear what they're feeling and what they're processing.
And folks, we're talking about, when you talk about the child in Jamaica, you're talking about the child is 0 to 18.
Yes.
So we're talking about not just the ones who are 8 and 9 and 10, 11, 12. We're going into adolescence, 13 to 18. When we know they want a lot of answers, they want to be able to make sense of the world, and your guidance at that point is crucial. And even the younger ones, and you can tell me if you follow this, our younger children are so savvy and so smart and so articulate. And sometimes when you're talking to them, you know, they're reasoning with you better than with some big people.
You wonder if it's a big person, this
right.
Up here in front
so
of
don't
you.
dumb it down. I mean, it has to be age appropriate, but don't dumb it down either. Be an active listener. Bite your tongue, this says, when your child is talking. Place your phone out of reach and beyond earshot. Maintain eye contact and nod at times. And use positive filler words to encourage them to keep talking, like, okay, I see. Okay, right? Because you want to be receptive, you want them to feel like they can keep talking. If you seem too stern or too judgmental or too rigid, the tap going to dry up very quickly. And it says, validate and label their emotions by saying things like, it looks like you're sad. I can see why. Okay? So you understand and you empathize.
Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
It might be after the conversation, you have to call somebody and say, Simone, listen, I just spoke to my daughter and we never know them things that the pitney have in her head. I mean, how do I help her process them? Instead, the child attack and you say, oh, where you go with them big woman argument? Move from in front of me. She's going to have it with somebody else. You know, and it might be the person that you don't want to tell her how to process what she's thinking. So sometimes you have to just hear it and say, and then call somebody.
That's what I do.
Yes.
That's what I do. Because some of the discussions, man, have with me more time if I said, Father, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
I'm going to just call my sister and say, how do I navigate? I mean, I did this, but you understand? Because they're just different.
And as you said, they're very bright. If you can't, even if you can't address what they're saying, it's better to say, you know, I'm going to give it some thought and let's talk about it a little bit later on.
That's right.
And you try to mislead them. I can't want to talk about that right now.
That's right, Auntie Dills. You got it.
Model peace of mind and hopeful outlook. Anxious parents make anxious children. Angry parents raise angry children. So model the type of even temperament you hope to see in your children. Some parents actually want to have angry children. It is fine to show your child true feelings when they match the situation, but they need to see that you are able to move forward as well. Try to keep very frightening conversations for adults only. Maintain a positive attitude about the future and focus on empowering young people to make changes for the better while providing lots of reassurance. This is a tough one because it assumes that the adult is able to
keep their emotions in full check.
Yeah, and that they
Lots
have
of us
a
are
peace
not-
of mind model
yes.
that they're passing to the child.
Yes, a lot of us are not. We don't know how to check our emotional IQ.
Yeah. And when I say some people want to raise angry children, I'm not kidding. I've heard parents say to children, get them back and tell them say you don't want tea. Now nobody talk to you, so answer them. Or you've seen videos where the children are being, rude to adults and the parents are laugh. So
this point is so important.
yes.
Because what it tells us is that even in our unaware times, in TV we call it a resting face.
have to be
Sometimes when
aware.
the camera is on you and somebody else is talking and you're smiling or you're nodding or your face is, you have to be so aware of what you're doing and saying around your child. I mean, I was talking to my brother yesterday and my nephew did something and his response at 2 when he realized him get himself in a mess was, Jaja, right? At 2. And my brother was laughing, but I said to him, Steve, because that is my straight man. I said, listen, understand, that's funny, right? But just be careful of what you say and do around that child because they're soaking up them understand the context, the nuances from early. And that also speaks to how you respond to situations, what you say when you're angry, what you say when you're upset, what you say when you're hurt. They're taking it all on.
Yeah.
And one day you see yourself in that child and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had done X differently, So we have to be aware of ourselves as adults. All right. Asking open-ended questions. Like, so what do you know about so-and-so? Or who do you think is at fault for X and Y and Z? Or why do you think that is? And then you hope to open the floodgates of communication.
Yeah.
Get to see where their mind is in that instant. Yeah.
Important. And it can even be watching a film, You're watching a cartoon or you're watching a film.
Opportunity.
One of my kids, her daughter was at the play, and when she responded, I say, why you think that? Why you think it was her fault? And when she gave me the response, I was like,
Well reasoned, don't it?
I see. Serve her right. I said, why? Why do you think it's her fault? And she explained it out, and I said, okay, reasonable. I'm not going to tell her. I said, no, you're wrong. It was interested. Finally, know when to seek professional help. Having a difficult conversation isn't always enough. And if you're concerned about your child or notice any of these signs, it may be time to seek professional help. Recurring nightmares, frequent meltdowns, persistent crying, excessive worrying, crippling fears of getting into the car, for example, an acute startle reflex. Therapy can help even when things are going okay, so don't hesitate to ask your pediatrician for a behavioral health referral. All right, that's it for our Girl Talk. Up next, we get the details on Flow's Business SME Virtual Conference webinar. We'll be right back.